Hi, this is Professional Communication in English, and you've chosen the online course. My name is Anna Puisto, and I work as an English lecturer at Laura University of Applied Sciences. I have English lessons in Hyvinkää and mostly Swedish in Lohja, but some English courses as well. Worth mentioning right at the beginning of the course is that I'm a language teacher, not business teacher, so I haven't studied business, so we will basically focus on language. You will obviously learn some business vocabulary, but mostly we'll focus on different styles and registers and how to improve your spoken and written communication in English. So the schedule is here. There are 8 weeks, and each week you will have different types of assignments. You will need different applications to hand in your assignments, but I will always try to provide you with instructions how to use different applications. And the first week is now February 8th, and each February I will add you a new folder. Here is, after the second week, I have my winter holiday, week 7, and therefore the third folder will be opened on Friday, March the 1st. Here you can find the discussion forum. If you have any questions, you can send me a message or through this one, or you can send me an email. Here's my telephone number as well if it's something urgent. Course material. Here you can find the course material and each week's tasks. So this is the first week, and you can see this long list of assignments. So 3 assignments this week. First, just go to the discussion forum and just briefly introduce yourself. I think that it's important that you know who you are studying with. Then the second assignment is to make a video where you present yourself, where you introduce yourself and tell about your studies, both previous studies and current, maybe about your work experience. If you have any hobbies, you can mention something about your family. It's not necessary though. What are your goals for the future? What would you like to do when you graduate as a Bachelor of Business Administration? Tell me about your personality. What are your strengths and weaknesses as a student and an employee? What are the employability skills that you think that are your strengths, and what are your weaknesses? There are different applications you can choose from. Just a couple of examples that I came up with. Screencast-O-Matic, and while I'm making this video using Screencast-O-Matic, so I think it's very, very easy. And you can make a YouTube link, and then that's very simple. Adobe Spark, something I just recently learned to use, and it's very easy to. You can add sound and so forth. When you return the video, I think it should be a link, not a document, because the IT department, they don't really like us crowding the Optima platform. And the deadline is Friday, February 15th, so return it here. It shouldn't be more than a couple of minutes, max 5 minutes, so it shouldn't be that long. You can just use your mobile phone and record a video, but you can use any other applications too, so you can use your imagination. And then the third assignment is, as this week I wanted to focus on studying, and you study at Laura's Hyvinkää campus, and your study method is unique compared to any other BBA or traditional BBA study programs. So I want you to discuss the pros and cons of the P2P learning model and write an essay, and it should be 1 to 2 pages, and it should be returned in the return box once again on Friday, February 15th at the latest. It's good that you start reading. You start with Paul Dickinson's article about the P2P program, and you can, when you write your essay, you can refer to Paul's article, but it's not compulsory. Something that you should keep in mind is that when you write an essay, it should be structured. You should have paragraphs, and you start with introducing the topic, and then you discuss the pros and cons. It could be 1 to 3 paragraphs, and then the last paragraph is your conclusion. Grammar. Pay attention to grammar. The most typical mistakes are just tenses, saying like she liked or they likes. It's the kind of mistakes that you easily make. You just write without thinking that much about the language, so you try to focus on the content. And what else? So linking words, idiomatic expressions, collocations, and the most important thing to mention is that don't translate from Finnish into English. You should avoid complicated structures. It often sounds very clumsy if you try to translate from Finnish into English, because we have very different grammar structures in Finnish and in English, so it doesn't work like that. So always keep the target language in mind and try to produce good English. Contractions are rarely seen in academic writing. Well, maybe this is not exactly academic writing, but it's good to practice that when you study at the University of Applied Sciences. Most of your text should be rather academic, and when you write your theory basis and so forth, so you never write isn't or wouldn't. You always write is not, would not, and so forth. So no contractions. And change the default language in Word. It should be English, because then the program will spot your typos and basic grammar mistakes. So if you have any questions about the assignments, you can email me or send me a message through this discussion forum. There will be an oral interview at the end of the course. It's a Skype interview, and you can make an appointment for the interview. You can already do it today. So click here, schedule, and then you can go here and click the pencil, and then choose web editor, and then you can start writing. Just choose the time slot that works for you, and then just save. So it's very easy. But I would also like you to send me an invitation to Skype meeting, so I already also have it in my calendar. If any of these, if you don't find any suitable times here, so you can just ask me. I have plenty of other options. As it's a Skype interview and I don't have to drive to Hyvinkää just for that half an hour, so I usually have some time every day, so you can just ask. Maybe a bit closer to the written exam, which is on April 26th at 9:30. It will be in Hyvinkää, so it's not an online exam. It's an in-class examination that you have to take at the end of the course. I will give you further information about the exam closer to the exam, maybe just a week or so before the exam, and go through the assignments and the material that you have to study for the exam. There will be some translation, some questions, an essay question, and so forth. So when you think about the grade, it's more or less 50% written and 50% 50% written and 50% oral communication. I will give you some hand-in assignments that I will grade 1 to 5, so those will affect your grade a little, but mostly the grade consist of the oral interview and the written exam, but also those home assignments that you have written will affect the grade if it's mentioned that is graded 1 to 5. For example, this week's assignment are just pass or fail, so no grade this time. Okay, so it was nice to meet you, and or nice to have you here